Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So, in today's class, I will start with an introduction to invertebrates. Before there are some topics of classification which I will attend later, but right now let us start with an overview of the invertebrate animal kingdom. Is this visible? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you see the hand? Small hand moving?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first, let me start with few of the shared animal characteristics. Shared animal what characters animals have in common? They are most of them are multicellular. They most of them have tissues and organs. They are aerobic heterotrophs. That is, they need oxygen for their survival, and heterotrophs. That means they are dependent on other organisms for their sustenance. Reproduce sexually, this for most of them, and they develop from embryos. They are motile, and it's not all of them are motile, but most of them are motile. And today we will focus a bit on the invertebrates, and we will compare similarities and differences through several basic features. First thing which you have to study is the study of symmetry. Symmetry can be a radial symmetry where body parts arranged around a central axis. So if you divide this line through many planes, you'll get two equal halves. From whichever angle you try to, from whichever angle you try to divide, whether if you divide from this angle, two equal halves. If you take from this side, you will get two equal halves. So basically, if you see this from the top, if you divide it, you get two equal halves. If you divide from here, you'll get two equal halves. If you divide from here, you get two equal halves, and this is a radial symmetry. This type of symmetry is known as radial symmetry. And on the other hand, you have a bilateral symmetry. If you divide, you get only two equal halves. If you divide from the other side, other angles, you will not get two equal halves. So this is the concept of symmetry in the living kingdom. Now, as we know that one sperm and one egg, they fuse and form a zygote. It forms a zygote that is formed by the fusion of male gamete, which is sperm, and a female gamete that is equal to egg. So they fuse and then they form a zygote. This zygote, it keeps on developing from one cell to two cell to four cell. ये लो. Okay, nobody has come. I felt that as somebody has come. It develops from one cell to two cell to four cell. Then on the other side, you have primary tissue layers forming. One is the outer ectoderm, inner endoderm. So simple radial animals, simple radial animals, that is animals who have radial symmetry. Most of them, they have an outer two layers. One is the outer ectoderm and the other is the inner endoderms. And the bilateral animals, most of them have a third layer, that is mesoderm in the middle. So you have the outer gray layer, this is the ectoderm, and this red layer is the mesoderm, endoderm. In between, you have a region, it is known as mesohyl, or some people call it mesenchyme. This is what you find in diploblastic animals. And in triploblastic animals, you have an outer ectoderm. This is the outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, and in between a new layer develops. This light green, it is known as mesoderm. This mesohyl or mesenchyme in bilaterals, they are basically a matrix, non-living with some living cells present. The next part which we will go is the pattern of development. There are two patterns of development. The first is the protostome pattern of development, and the next is the deuterostome pattern of development. So, as you know, the single cell zygote they undergo division, become the 8-cell stage. We are going to the 8-cell stage. There is a type of cleavage which takes place. One is known as spiral cleavage. The other is radial cleavage. I will right now show you what spiral cleavage and radial cleavage is with a diagram from the internet. But before that, let us see what are protosomes. First embryo opening becomes the mouth. So this type of thing, blastula forms. Blastula undergoes a thing known as blastulation. So I will draw this picture. So is my blackboard visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have the single cell zygote. It keeps on dividing. 2 cell, then you have the 4 cell, 8 cell. Gradually, you form the blastula. This blastula, because of a pressure coming over here, it forms a gastrula. This is the ectoderm. This is the endoderm. And now we talk about the two cases which can occur. The first case is when this is the first, this is the blastopore, or the first hole which is formed. This is also blastopore. First hole which is formed. And now, if this blastopore, this becomes the mouth, it is known as, they are known as protostomes. If the first hole or the first blastopore, it forms the anus,
Deuterostome.
deuterostomes. They form the deuterostomes. It is another meaning is second mouth. So let's get back to the beginning. Next, we are talking about the body cavity known as coelom. Outer layer, this is the ectoderm. Then comes a layer known as mesoderm. You can call it the outer mesoderm, parietal mesoderm. Then you have a fluid filled cavity known as the coelom. Then you have another layer of cells known as the, this is also mesoderm. This is the inner mesoderm. Right. And then you have the another layer known as the endoderm. Then below that is the gut. So you can draw it like a circle and draw layers. And this is the body cavity. Are you clear about what are the body cavities? What is the coelom?
Yes,
Coelom
sir.
is this fluid filled cavity over here is known as the coelom. They act like a hydrostatic skeleton. That is water with water fluid power. Also, they are um, places for waste gamete disposal. So acoelomates I had forgotten to show you one thing. Who are the protostomes? They are the flatworms of the platyhelminthes, mollusks, chamuk, roundworms, arthropods. These are the protostomes. And from that, echinoderms and the higher chordates, they are all deuterostomes. So acoelomates have no body cavity. Example, the flatworms. Look at this picture. Ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, no space. Then you have the true coelomates with a true cavity. That is, you have ectoderm. These are the true coelomates. You have an ectoderm, outer mesoderm, inner mesoderm, and in between a fluid-filled cavity known as the coelom. And then you have the inner mesoderm, and then you have the endoderm. And the hole in between is known as the gut. Pseudocoelomates, the cavity is false. It is not in between the. In pseudocoelomates, the fluid-filled cavity is not between the mesoderm. So it is a false coelom. And therefore called pseudocoelom. You can see that the coelom is between mesoderm and endoderm. Therefore, it is a pseudocoelom. If you look at the animal, one side, you have the protostomes, deuterostomes. So among the metazoa, you have you can divide them into different groups. It is just to show you don't have to read them. This is how you can make a. I've taught you about phylogenetic tree. This is a of animals, just to show you that this is a phylogenetic tree which has been constructed. Now let us go to the first group, the sponges. Sponges have no true tissues. They have no germ layers. That is no ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. They are acoelomates. They have no symmetry. I will show you several. They are sessile. They don't move about. They have both asexual and sexual reproduction. They have certain cells. If you look at this is the cross section. This is a sponge. This is the picture of a sponge. Can you see this picture? দেখতে পাচ্ছ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So let us. You take this is just a this region. This is just the cross section of this region. You will see outside there is a layer of cells known as pinacocytes, and they form the pinacoderm. And inside You have another layer of cells here known as the choanocytes. They are flagellated cells. And in between there is a region known as the mesohyl. They contain this light yellow, this region. This is the mesohyl region. They have cells like sclerocyte, amoebocytes, porocytes, oocytes. So you have different cells. And then these porocytes, they are cells which guard pores. So sponges or porifera, they are organisms which have pores on their body. I will talk in detail about these poriferans. So this is just an overview of the poriferans. Now let us see some pictures of poriferans on the internet. Are you able to see this picture?
Yes, sir.
This is the phylum Porifera, irregular in shape. So there are very many beautiful variations of this. This is also another poriferan. These are the sponges. We will talk about classification of sponges, but just to see, take an overview. Next, we go to the phylum Cnidarians. They are called Cnidaria because of a main reason. They have a cell known as let's bring it to the center. Cells known as these are cnidocytes with nematocysts. So basically, they have these little barbs. There comes a little thread over here, and then you have this region over here, the capsule. So normally it is hidden like this. Whenever the animal feels threatened, or wants to attack, this coil thinks it comes out and it stings the prey, paralyzing it. So the group of the organisms which have got these nematocytes with nematocysts, they are known as cnidarians. You people have read about Hydra. You have read about Hydra. As you can see, if you see this, this is a jellyfish. They are basically groups of jellyfishes. If you see a jellyfish from the top, you can divide it into many planes. Or if you see a sea anemone, if you see the sea anemone, you can divide it on different planes. You can divide on different planes. On the top, from the top, if you see, you can keep on dividing it in different planes. You'll have equal halves on all this. So they have got a radial symmetry. They have two germ layers. One is the ectoderm and the endoderm. Acoelomates, they don't have coelom. They have two stages, which I will explain later. That is a polyp stage and a medusa stage. But the distinguishing feature is cnidocytes with nematocysts. Let's look at some phylum Cnidarians. The jellyfishes. In this picture, you see this stage over here. This stage is the polyp stage, and this type of thing you see it's the medusa stage. This stage you can see in hydra. This you can see in the jellyfishes. Like this, they have beautiful. This is a beautiful picture of sea anemone. This is a picture of a sea anemone. So these are sea anemones. So these are the first two animals. This is a hydra. Look at the hydra. Then you have the roundworms or the nematodes. They are also known as Achelminthes. They have a bilateral symmetry. They have three germ layers. They are pseudocoelomates. They molt their cuticle, the outer covering. They come out of that outer covering, and most of them are parasites. They have a complete digestive system with a mouth and an anus, two opening. Example is your Ascaris, Trichinella. You have them living. Trichinella, they live in the muscles over here, causing trichinosis. It's a dangerous disease. Then you have the famous phylum Arthropoda. The prawns, arachnids, insects. So they have three germ cells, the germ layers, coelomates. They are bilaterally symmetrical, jointed appendages. Therefore, they are known as arthropods. They have got exoskeletal with chitin. They have got specialized segments, and they have got another thing called cephalization. That is, you can see a formation of head. Head. So with this, actually, I'll stop my class today. And in the next class, I will be talking about, I will start with each phylum at a time. I will start with phylum Porifera. So on Thursday, you people please come at 9:45. And I will say, and be sure on punctual. Don't come there earlier than 9:30. Don't come, and come at 9:45. and then we will talk about phylum Porifera, the parts which are in your syllabus. ঠিক আছে?
Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. Stop. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. I will share this slide with you today itself, and I'll give you the recording too, and then if you can look at it later also, and I will start with each phylum at a time. Okay.